Hey guys, thanks for joining me. So today I wanted to actually show you guys a video of something different that I do. A couple of months ago, earlier in the year, I was actually learning some tarot cards and I got some oracle cards, and it really was something that I had fun with. It's something that I just enjoyed doing. I could tap into my own spiritual side. It was also very helpful to just kind of gain some insight into my life and to be able to help guide me sometimes when I kind of needed some reassurance, to see how things were going to, kind of play out, or to encourage me. I don't do any kind of weird rituals or spiritual things. I do like to have some crystals around, but to be honest with you, it's just about kind of just getting familiar with the cards and playing around. So today I decided that something different that you guys may not know about me is that I'm going to completely read these cards intuitively. I have not read for quite a while. Like I said, I was only starting to learn, but I wanted to just see if I could throw some cards down and see what energy I got off of them. And so today I'm going to be using the traditional Rider-Waite deck right here. As you guys see, this is the traditional Rider-Waite deck. And I will also be using from Colette Baron Reed. She has the, what is it called here? The Spirit Animal Oracle. This is a really cute box set. So I'm going to pull Spirit Animal. And then I'm also using an astrology reading cards. And these will have the zodiac signs, the house cards, and the planet cards. And when you combine it together, it's a really, really cool. I really love astrology, as I've said to you guys before. So I wanted to really learn more about the planets, and astrology part is really about the energies that they release, and more about how it affects human nature. I truly believe that astrology does have some effect on us as humans, and that's just my personal opinion. But anyway, so let's get into a reading. So I wanted to kind of pull the energy for anybody who may be watching this. So hopefully if you are watching this, maybe this will resonate with you. Maybe it will make sense to you. So I'm going to do this reading for anybody who may be listening. Doesn't matter what sign you are, or what your current situation is. I'm just going to throw some cards out, maybe just about what I think I'm just going to see maybe what kind of energy or advice is being given for whoever may be watching this. Now, I know it threw these cards out, but I'm going to give a few more shuffles. It's so funny. They just keep flying out. So what happens to me a lot is that cards will fly out for me in this deck, and that usually tells me that I want to take that card and I want to read it. So for me, I'm just going to keep actually pulling some cards, and then I will kind of do an overall. All right, so what's this? We got the devil card. All right, too many cards, but interesting that the devil card came up. That means, addictions, ties to bad behaviors. It's usually shadow things that we're having struggles with, like, it could involve drug use or addictions or alcoholism, but it could also be, toxic relationships, those type of things. Ace of Cups, start of new, love connection or relationships. The Fool, and what is that? This 5, 6, 7, 7 of Swords. Sometimes it's trickery, thievery, not knowing whether you can trust somebody. The Fool to me is kind of like that energy of taking a leap without really knowing what you're doing, and it's not really to me it's not a decision maker. It's sort of like that point where you're not really making a decision. You're just kind of like, to me it's like that nomad that's walking around and doesn't really have any place to go, and he doesn't see that this precipice is actually going to be ending soon, but he's not even looking. He's just like la di da di da, and you know, the dog is here trying to, you know, kind of say to him, hey, yo, what are you doing? What's going on? So that's my energy I get off that card. Of course, you guys can take, if you do read, you know, cards, you may read it very differently than I do, but I'm just, like I said, I'm just going to take what I kind of intuitively get from it. So I do recognize those cards, but I'm not going to take them because there's like far too many. So let's see. So it looks like the first card that came out is the Knight of Wands. And for me, the Knight of Wands means the Wands is fire signs. Fire to me is passion, movement. The Knight is usually the, when you talk about the major arcana, that they, it's about like the level of motion. When you talk about a knight or a queen or a king, the king is obviously more experienced. The knight is least experienced. So for me, the Knight of Wands means, and also if you see, to me, the Knight of Wands, he's moving in a left direction, which is not going forward. I don't know if you can see this or if it's in the reverse, but for me, I'm looking at it, this is the left side, and he's facing the wrong direction. He's not facing forward, he's facing backward. So for me, the Knight of Wands means, you know, sort of making decisions or having to make decisions or moving forward with things, but not always necessarily in the right direction, or having the knowledge or understanding of the whole picture, or maybe not even the I'm not going to say maturity level, but the I guess the experience to know the right decision. So to me, that's a little bit of a chaotic movement. That's the energy I'm getting off of it. Underneath it means, for me, this is a card that represents the energy that is underlining maybe the reason why this occurs. I got the Death card. The Death card does not necessarily mean death, but it does mean almost, I take this more like a rebirth card. It means the ending of something. That means that something is going on right now that is ending, or a completion of something so that something else can start. So maybe a situation that happened for you, maybe it is, maybe your job ended, maybe a relationship has ended, but there is something that is finalized or completed, and that is the reason why there's this sort of misconstrued motion, or maybe there's activity, or maybe you're making decisions and it's not necessarily in the right direction, or you don't know what direction to take. To me, I kind of feel like that is a lost energy, sort of. Okay, so the next card I'm pulling really has to do with the challenges, problems, things that are holding back this energy. Okay, so what are the challenges that you may be facing? And sometimes a card doesn't want to come out right away. That's too many, but at the Nine of Cups there. Okay, so let's get so what are some of the oppositions? I got a lot of cards again. They want to seem to come out in a huge chunk. So it's so weird that I've seen these cards before. So probably what some of you may be dealing with, or had been dealing with, is some sort of conflict. Definitely a conflict, and having to start a new journey. And this journey is something that is sort of it's a cycle. It means that some sort of completion has happened, and you've had to choose a new journey. That's why you may be all over the place in whatever you're deciding or not sure what to decide next, is because of certain struggles that you've had to deal with, or are going to deal with, or in the middle of dealing with. These struggles are actually causing you to have to, change direction, start a new journey, look forward to the next thing. And this is a good card to me, honestly. It feels like to me that a lot of you have probably already gone through the harder stuff, and I think you're on the other end of having to, you're coming out of hardships, and now you're just deciding where you're going to go from here. Okay. Next card is going to be, what is the driving force, or what is positive in the situation that is driving it forward? So what are the positives to the situation? Okay. The Hermit. So I think what's really, really, really going to benefit you is to really take time for yourself. The Hermit card is just, to me, it is exactly what it sounds like. It means withdrawing from other people or some situations and being able to take the time to figure out what you need. And I think that's the driving force, or what is going to help you move forward, is to take the time to understand what it is that you need as a person, and go into hermit mode. Now, this could really mean actually going into hermit mode, or it could just mean on a spiritual level to quiet your mind, to quiet yourself, to really kind of help discover what that next step is going to be. So I think that's going to be the driving force for a lot of you, is to really kind of settle down and figure out what is your next move and what is going to be the best for you, for your family, for whatever the situation may be. I think a lot of reflection is what you're going to have to do, or what you're probably going through right now, is that, that downtime for yourself. Okay, so what are possible outcomes? Okay, so this is advice for anybody watching this, and I'm on the personal, I'm on the outcomes. So what is probable outcomes to this situation? What are some solutions? Let's see. Okay, possible outcomes. Resolutions. Doesn't want to give me a card. So sometimes that means the energy. All right, so Queen of Wands. All right. If you notice that we started out with the Knight of Wands as the current situation, and then we've moved to the Queen of Wands. So for me, that means that there will be some movement. You're going from a knight to a queen, okay? So it means that you're going to gain more experience. You're going to be moving forward in the right direction. I don't feel like the Queen of Wands is quite there yet. She still has some way to go. But if you notice, the knight was looking this way, the queen is looking this way. So I think with a lot of that reflection, and that hermit mode is really going to move you in a direction where, you're going to focus in the right direction. You're going to know what it is that you need to do, and you're going to make some movement. You're going to make some changes, and it's going to be for the positive, because you're going in the right direction. Okay? Alrighty. Let's see. Any other cards? Anything else that needs to come out? We'll just see. Any other advice for anybody watching this? Any advice? Okay, advice going forward. Advice going forward. Devil. I'm going to pull one more card. Let's clarify that Devil. I'm going to clarify the devil, find out what that means. And then we have advice. It's very interesting. I have to think about that for a second. Hold on. See, it's interesting because we started out with the Knight of Wands, then we moved to the Queen of Wands, and now I've got the King of Wands. So, and the two cards came up together. It may be something, I don't know, I'm kind of feeling like this is something you'd want to avoid. Or it may play a role. The devil, like I actually just said earlier because it came up, the devil to me is any of the toxicity, negative things that affect you, or negative or bad behaviors. So if you are a person who constantly is a procrastinator, or maybe you're a cheater, or maybe you like to drink, or maybe you're a person who constantly is the doormat to everybody, and you're always the one bending over backwards for people. These are behaviors that can become toxic when they are detrimental to ourselves. And that to me is the devil energy. And then moving into the King of Wands, to me that's the highest of the wands. It's a very strong, powerful, moving, dictator type of feeling for me. Again, the wands is a fire sign. Fire signs to me, they're very powerful signs. They're very driven. There's a quickness about them. They're about movement and passion. They follow their passions. Often you'll notice that fire signs tend to be very quick and in their response. They have quick responses to things. They're hasty. They will jump in, and that's the energy of, for me, the wands is a very hasty movement energy. And maybe this is something that part of some of the shadows or things that you need to work on. You want to make sure that you're not letting it get in the way of that movement. You can take it as you want, but I do see from the Knight of Wands to the Queen of Wands to the King of Wands, I definitely see some forward movement, and maybe just be careful how you get there. But I do think that going forward, whatever it is that you're working on, you're going to get there. You're definitely going to get there, and hopefully that will help you move forward in whatever it is that's going on. And you can take this reading as it resonates with you. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Doesn't always work that way, but if that does resonate with you, put it to your personal life, and decide what it means for you. Okay, so right now I'm going to draw a spirit animal. I'm just going to pull one animal for the energy for you guys. So whatever energy comes up. I do have my booklet here. I don't always 100% know if it's an animal that's kind of a little different. I will have to look it up and read it, but that's fine. And animal already came out. So two of them came up, but the nightingale spirit, and what it says is love is all around. Okay, the one that came out with it it's actually upside down. It's a bobcat spirit, which is life is a mystery. These cards are absolutely beautiful. I love them. But anyway, so for me, I really feel that I think we're all coming into an energy of love. The reason why we're here is love. The good feelings of the world. I think we're going to be moving in a very positive direction where love is what drives us. And I think love is what's going to drive you to make the next steps in your life. What do you love? And how is it going to bring you where you want to be? Right? Life is a mystery. Well, I think right now we can all agree that life and the times we're living in are very unpredictable. We don't know what's happening. Tomorrow may be different than yesterday was. And we're learning how to go with the flow. And that's a very big part of what we're going through right now. That, I think that maybe you are the same way that I am. That, right now life can be very confusing. We're unsure of where to go. We're unsure what's going to happen. We don't know what's going to happen. When COVID hit, a lot of people were very unsure and fearful. And it's made us understand that life really, truly is unpredictable and a mystery. But that's the whole point of life, is that there are things that are unpredictable in life, and we have to be prepared for it. And I really think that the way to prepare for that is figure out what you love, who you love, what you love, and follow your heart, because that's going to get you where you want to go. Okay, and the last thing I'm going to pull are 3 cards. Let's see what we're going to do. Okay, so first we're going to pull a house card. There's very few cards, so I'm just going to quickly shuffle. Okay. All right, so we've got a house card. Okay, then there's 12 zodiac signs, so we pull the zodiac. Okay, so this is for readers. Just going to pull the energy, whatever advice we have for you, whatever the current energy is. Let's see. I hate to pull 2. Well, I'm going to leave it. I will leave it. Okay, and the next we have our planets. And why do we have 2 more? So let's just see what came out. Okay, so if you've never kind of understood anything about astrology, there are several different houses. There are different signs, and there are different planets. So we have Mercury and Jupiter in the signs of Taurus and Virgo in the 6th house. So what does that mean? So we're going to be dealing with, Jupiter deals with your confidence, courage, self-belief, and luck. Okay, so that's what the energy is going to be surrounding. It's going to be about your own beliefs about yourself, your own courage. And Mercury is how you think, communicate, talk, travel, write. Okay, I'm very familiar with Mercury because I'm a Gemini and we are ruled by Mercury. Mercury is a planet of communication. Okay, so the energy that we're talking about right now is how you're going to communicate, or how you're going to express yourself to exude confidence and courage. So how are you going to manage, or how are you going to show your confidence and show that you're confident, and how are you going to communicate that? So that's what this is concerned about, okay? When we talk about what it is in the sign, so first is Taurus. Okay, Taurus is the energy around you, shows the abundance of nature. It is rich, earthy, and productive, yet relaxed and slow. So Taurus is an earth sign, and what that basically means is earth signs are very grounded. They can be slower in their energy. And they are very, especially Taurus. Taurus is very They like the finer things in life. They're surrounded by more of the earthly things. They're worried more about security and abundance, things that are very nice things. And sometimes that could be actual physical property things, having a nice home, having beautiful things to look at. They're very much in part of nature and beauty. I think they're ruled by Venus, so it's everything is just about beauty and wonder. And then we have Virgo. Virgo is another one of the signs that's ruled by Mercury. The energy around you is dutiful, hesitant, and humble, with a discriminating, diligent, and painstaking air. Okay, so this is also about communication. Virgos are, communicative. They have a little bit more of a regulatory way of being. Virgo is another earth sign. So they are, these two are very in conjunct with each other. Now, when we're talking about earth signs, like I said, it's more about grounded. Now, the sixth house came up, and the sixth house has to do with work, health, and duty area of your life. And what this basically means, it's the things that you can physically see. So there are different houses, and the different houses represent different aspects. So it could be, it affects relationships, or it affects your spiritual and religious beliefs. So this card is the sixth house, and the sixth house is what represents the physical things. This is like your job, or your health, things that are tactile, things that are like your home and your just everything around you, your abundance. This is what this card is, the sixth house. And so it's funny that we have the earth sign come out. So overall, I think what the energy is really talking about here, is that a lot of what the energy of how your confidence and how you portray yourself is really going to have a major effect on your situation. So if you are struggling in your work, in your health, or in your abundance, maybe you want to have more money, what's going to affect it is your own confidence. So maybe you're in a decision mode of deciding what your next move is. Maybe you lost your job and you're not sure what job you want to do next. You're not sure where you fit in. You're not sure what you're supposed to be doing. So finding, like we did in the reading, this Hermit card right here, right? The Hermit card is you reflecting on what your next move is going to be. That reflection may be about how you're going to communicate. How are you going? What is your next move, or how are you going to get to the point, and how are you going to utilize your confidence? Because your confidence is what's going to get you there. I talk about this actually, quite a bit, about how when I, joined pharmacy and I started doing what I'm doing, it's totally built my confidence, and my confidence is what is going to help me, succeed at what I'm doing. So if you can show that confidence, and you can build your own confidence, and if you truly, truly believe in who you are, then all of this stuff, this earthly stuff, the abundance, the work, your health, everything can move in the right direction, and you can achieve all the things that you want to do. But this is really super important. Your own self-confidence, having the belief that you are worthy enough, that you are able to achieve things, because the only thing stopping you from gaining all the things that you want is going to be you. It's not about anybody else. This is about you. Are you going to put in the effort? Are you going to be able to believe in yourself? That's really what it comes down to. And I think that's the energy and advice I have for you, is that this is you. Decide what you want, believe in yourself, and go for it. All right, guys, that is my reading for today. October 15th. Hope this helped you. Hope it resonated with you. And I'll see you guys on my next live when I do some creative makeup. Okay? Thanks, guys. Bye.